Hey beautiful people, it's your girl Stacey and I'm back here again with another vlog. Recording at night time like I've done from the beginning. In the last vlog, I recorded during the day. I used natural light. Natural light is cool and all, but I feel like during the day that there's so much stuff happening that it's almost hard to like focus. I don't know, I find it more calmer like recording at night time. I'm actually also using my sister's ring light. I realised that I've always hated the ring light, but now I've sort of like mastered a particular setting. It's warm, yeah, but it's not too warm. I felt like in the ones that were warm, I almost looked a bit like orange, but in this one it looks true to my skin tone, and that's what it's about. Like, I don't want to look too light, I don't want to look too dark, I just want to look like me. Yeah, we're like exactly a week into lockdown, and to be honest, it doesn't really feel like a lockdown. You leave your house and you go out and everyone's just like out and about. Like, life seemed like it's going on. It just seemed like all the fun stuff are closed, which kind of sucks because it's dark. It gets dark earlier, it's cold outside, and like right now it's literally go to work, come home, go to work, come home. When I'm not at work, I'm out running errands. I don't know, just life seems so like robotic, but I guess that's what we've got to do till December. I personally don't think that this lockdown is going to last for a month only. The first one was only supposed to last for 3 months. We ended up staying in lockdown for 3 months. Yeah, so I don't know, but I'm hoping for the best. This video is going to be touching on the queer experience, but when I say queer experience, that's quite an umbrella term. I don't mean everyone's queer experience because the queer community is very vast. When I say I want to be talking about the queer experience, I'm talking about my experience, my experience as a black queer woman. And like in no way, shape or form am I trying to like, talk about everyone's experience and everyone's experience within the queer community. I'm not, because I can't talk for everyone. But I'm going to talk about the journey towards stepping into your own light as a queer person. My journey towards stepping into my own light. My journey has been quite a long one. I've gone through every single, I don't want to call it a phase, because calling it a phase sort of trivializes people that are sort of like in that stage kind of thing. Yeah, I've gone through like every single stage, you call it. Okay, so I haven't always been like what I'm trying to say is that I haven't always been comfortable in my identity. I haven't actually always known. I've never been as comfortable in myself as I am now. Like, I'm so comfortable in myself, in my identity, that no one can tell me anything. No one can say that who I am is wrong. No one can tell me that the way I live my life is wrong, because I'm so comfortable. And it's taken me such a long time, and I wouldn't trade this time for anything in the world, because it just feels beautiful to just be comfortable in yourself and be happy. Like, that's all anyone wants in life. Yeah, I'm just like summarize my journey. I would say like since the age of like 5 or 6, I've always known that I was different. That's cliche, but yeah, I've always known that I was different. Even in the playground in school, it was almost like, oh, I want to play with her, or I want to hold her hand, or I want to like, like with boys, it was almost like, oh, he smells kind of thing. But those are all normal stuff you have with kids. I'm not gonna lie, like sexuality and identity wasn't really like a big thing on my mind until I got to like year 8, year 9, when I was like 11, no, not 11, like I think 13. I think you're 13 when you're in year 9. In year 7 you're 11, so I think yeah, 13. That's when you're touching puberty, your hormones are just crazy. Obviously I went to an all-girls school, so you know, at that stage, right, like girls talking about boys, or like we're at the bus stop, because near our school, right, there was an all-boys school across the road. At the bus stop, you're hanging with your friends and they're looking like, oh my gosh, he's so cute kind of thing, and I just be standing there awkward like, yeah, kind of, he's cute kind of thing. I always felt like left out when it came to like discussions that my peers would be having. I would take part, because obviously like no one wants to stand out, no one wants to be the odd one out, and no one wants to draw attention to themselves, and I always felt that if I didn't engage in those types of conversations, I would almost be like hanging like a flashing light above my head, like, oh, Stacey's weird, or Stacey's different kind of thing. That's not what I wanted, because I just wanted to blend in so cool. I had my first romantic experience, let's say, when I was in year 9. It was short-lived, but it set the tone for everything else in my life. The confusion with regards to who I was and the inner conflict. And obviously I went to an all girls Catholic school. I was raised a Catholic, a Christian, so then you have all those things as well in the mix, and that just confuses you all the more, and the conflict just gets stronger and stronger, and you almost feel like stifled and suffocated. So yeah, that was secondary school in a nutshell. I didn't step into my light in secondary school. It never even crossed my mind, because there was one other openly queer person in our school. I'd say like she was and she is masculine presenting. I don't know if she came out. Yeah, she came out out of her own will. And I just remember when she came, I mean, we all sort of kind of, I wouldn't say I knew, but it was like she was a tomboy. So like when she came out, it wasn't like a massive surprise. It was more so of, oh, okay, cool, you know. But with that being said though, I remember like tongues were flapping when she came out. Like almost everyone had something to say. It was almost like, oh my gosh, like have you heard kind of thing. And I was like, like, I don't know, I just remembered like the way in which like for a period of time was like, it was a very short period of time, because everyone sort of like got over it. Like for like a few weeks it was like the hot topic of the playground kind of thing, but then after a while like, everyone sort of like got over it. But I just remember how hot the news was and how much people were talking about her, and I wouldn't say she got ostracized, but it was like people were moving a certain way when the news came out. I remember thinking to myself that yeah, I don't want to be the topic of discussion, so I don't know what I am. I know I'm not straight, but I'm not doing anything, I'm not saying anything that will make me the subject of discussion in the same way as this other person is being discussed. So yeah, I rocked through secondary school with the inner conflict, with the hormones going crazy, unsure of who I was. Got to sixth form, things got a little bit more interesting. You're in sixth form. I stayed at my school. Sixth form was mixed. Still with my majority of my friendship group from secondary school. This time around it's mixed. Other boys came from different schools. We mingled and stuff. The conversation with regards to boys, who's handsome, who's hot, who wants to get with who, became all the more popular. I just remember like cringing like whenever like my friends would be having discussions around boys. I just couldn't relate, and I just wasn't interested, you know. I just always had my head on a book. Some people thought I was just a geek. Yeah, I would say, I mean, I enjoyed studying, but it was more so I did not know what to say. Like, I couldn't relate, and you can't actively take part in discussions that you can't relate to. I mean, you can, but when it comes to like sexual orientation and stuff, it's sort of like a, like, yeah. So yeah, that was sixth form, and I got to university. By this stage, I was convinced that I was straight. I was convinced. I don't even know if I was convinced or if I was forcing myself, because I feel like almost everyone that I've spoken to in the queer community, especially the ones that have grown up in like a very conservative family, have gone through a period in their lives where they've tried to make themselves straight, or they've said to themselves, no, the way I feel is wrong, the feelings I have and the things in my head are wrong. I have to conform to what my family is saying. I have to conform to what society is saying. I have to conform to the heteronormative rules and regulations, because I don't want to say that heterosexuality is the norm, but to say it's the norm makes it seem like everything else is abnormal. I'm just saying it's the norm, that it's the common thing. It's the foundation in which society is built on. Everything else is sub to the heteronorm. What was I saying? So yeah, university, like yeah, it was the first time I was away from home. I convinced myself that I was straight. And then I would have times where I'm like, okay, no, actually, like the thoughts about girls would creep up again, and I'd be like, oh, maybe I'm actually bi. I don't know, I just remember like, because me and my best friend went to different universities, I just remembered loads of times when I would call her up and be like, yo, this is how I feel. I think I'm straight, actually, yeah, I think I'm straight. And then a few months later, I'd be like, actually, I think I'm bi. But I think the changes was just me confused, but almost me trying to buy myself time, because I don't know, like, even me explaining it now, I wouldn't say I'm giving an accurate description or an accurate explanation, because a lot of it is a blur in my mind. It's just like, it's hard not knowing who you are, but I think it's also harder knowing who you are but trying to change who you are because you're trying to fit into a mold that your family, your culture and society is sort of like made for you. I think that kind of like that killed my spirit a few times. But I think when I came out of university, at university I was in a relationship at one point with a guy, great person and all and everything, but you know when it's like it's not them, it's you. It's basically what it was. And I almost feel bad that it took that for me to think, you know what, this is who you are. But long story short, I wouldn't say I stepped into my light until 2019, start of 2019. I remember like autumn 2018, right? I was obsessed with HK, which is short for Hailey Kiyoko. Like, she's openly queer and she makes music. Well, I wouldn't say all, yeah, I mean she mostly makes music that sort of encapsulates like her idea of the queer experience and her experiences, you know. And I think just listening to her music and watching her music videos like Girls Like Girls and Sleepover and what's this one? Curious. Yeah. I don't know, it just, that's why I say that representation matters. Like, I just watched it and I was like, the way I feel is fine, like the way I feel is normal, the way I feel is okay. I'm not the only one, I'm not an alien. And I just remember like during that time when I was obsessed with HK, and I still am, but I would say yeah, like her music and her as a person sort of like helped me come to terms with like me and my identity and just like become comfortable, and it just allowed me to sit in myself. I say like that period was the first time I was like, this is me and it's okay. And then 2019 was the first year that I lived openly out as myself, unapologetically black and queer. And since then I've just become even more comfortable in myself, even stronger. I'm proud, like now you can't tell me anything. I'm queer and I'm black and I'm a woman. I'm 3 things that make me the underdog in society, but I wouldn't have it any other way. I'm black, I am a woman and I'm queer. It doesn't get any worse than that, but I wouldn't trade it. I wouldn't change it for the world, to be honest. But the journey to stepping into your own light is not, it's not an easy one, it's not a quick one. It takes time, it takes sleepless nights, it takes dips in your mental health, dips in your self-image, your self-worth, the way you perceive yourself, your relationships with those around you. But nothing beats stepping into your own light and basking in your own light. And nothing beats having a strong support system around you, like people like my best friend, my sister. Honestly, yeah. I just wanted to do that video about stepping into your own light. And stepping into your own light is a sort of, it's something that isn't one-off, it's an ongoing process. I have times and I have moments where I'm like obviously I can't change who I am even if I tried. Like, I can't change even if I tried, even if I wanted to. Macklemore. But yeah, but sometimes I sort of, I wouldn't say I envy, because I don't envy anyone, but it's almost like I'm like, oh man, people that are cis-het are just very privileged, you know. And yeah, so in my own light, I've stepped into my own light, and I continuously step into my own light, because the world comes with challenges. The world comes with even greater challenges if you're black, if you're queer, if you're a woman. Not taken away from anyone else's challenges, but bruh, like in recent times I've just sat and I've just thought to myself, you've overcome so much, but it's only going to get tougher. But what doesn't kill you makes you stronger, right? Yeah, this was a video that I needed to make for myself, and I hope that other people watching this will sort of take something away from it as well. And I hope you've gotten to know me better as well. And yeah, you know, step into your own light, bask in your own light, take your time, you know. Stepping into your own light takes time, and Once you're in your own light, don't let anyone tell you that your light is too bright, because that's your light. Bask, you know, we're queer, we're proud. You know, the world might not always be a safe place for us, but like, we're here, man. Like, that's basically what I want to say. Step into your own light and bask. Yeah, like, comment, subscribe, share it with your friends. Yeah, let's expand this family, and thank you for rocking with me so far as I figure out this YouTubing thing. Thank you. Peace.